Sorry about that. What up, though? Welcome to the episode of Sports Line with JLE. That's the theme song, Man Talk, for my first album, JLE Experience. Only music copyright. Don't mute nothing. I thought I was up there. Look at that, like, wait a minute. Why I'm not on the screen? I'm your host, JLE. Not going on in sports. My Lions won, and they won it with a different way. They avenged the loss to Washington, even though they had people that was hurt from last year's playoff. But Coach Dan Campbell was calling the plays. That was a big topic most of the week on a lot of sports shows. And I would say, given what happened when they lost to Minnesota, brought the need for the change because they looked terrible. The offense looked bad, and I mean it's still wide open for who can win the Super Bowl this year. And they still have a great chance to get there and win it. So something needs to be done. Now, from what they've been doing under his leadership, they run the football, they throw the ball, they have some of the balanced attack. They got back to that. You know, it's cool to pass the ball, but as we see with football, you still got to run the ball. And I learned that he coached under as assistant coach for Sean Payton in New Orleans, so it ain't too crazy for him to take over as the calling the plays. He learned from under him, so he know what to do. Appreciate you tuning in. So he learned from him on how to call the plays, and he was doing a good job calling the plays. The ball was going down the field, and it was looking good. You know, Lions whooped up on them 44-22, which is a good start, but with them doing it this way, can they take this to the next level and get to the Super Bowl? If the defense brings it every week, that is the true question and issue that I always talk about with my Detroit Lions. You got to play like a championship defense every week. It come off like they got the champs coming. We go play them Sunday night at their place, Philly. I expect them to give a great effort. But if they go play a team that's not doing good, we shouldn't see another Minnesota because Minnesota is 500, but they not considered a team that's going to go play for Super Bowl right now. And it seems like they play down to their competition compared to they should have smashed Minnesota. That defense should have been all over J.J. McCartney. He won the championship with the Wolverines as quarterback, but he's still figuring out the NFL game. So you weren't playing no MVP type quarterback of the league. And the offense looked terrible, and the defense looked terrible because you lost to them. Like, come on. Chicago with Ben Johnson, they're tied with us at 6-3. So it's gonna be some work. I mean, he really just swapped out Minnesota with Chicago this season. The last season, us and Minnesota was fighting for the number one seed. They probably should have kept Sam Darnold, in my opinion. You got rid of that quarterback and you starting over. Defense ain't playing like a Super Bowl like defense like there was under Darnold quarterbacking. But that's something they definitely got to. The time is now. There is, as the movie Rocky with Apollo Creed said, there is no tomorrow. I don't know what my team be thinking. I don't know if they are partying downtown Detroit, whatever. They're not locked in every game. And that's the problem. They should be locked in every game. Every game they should be locked in. In doing that, you got a good chance, you know? And we'd be awesome, but you can't play around with it. It's not what we do. Can't play around with it. Gotta bring it. So hopefully they win against Philly. But even after the Philly game, when you play a team that's not on the same caliber, I don't need to see a letdown. Because now I'm looking at the coach. You doing something wrong if y'all not playing like we should have went to Super Bowl last year and we upset that we didn't go that far. That's where that team needs to be playing. Appreciate the comment. So hopefully we do that. I did see that people that have YouTube TV have been watching Disney, ESPN, or ABC because Disney YouTube TV had come on a new contract. They just came to agreement with one. So after October 30th, you pay for YouTube TV, you couldn't watch ESPN. Or Nat Geo, FX, Freeform, SEC Network, SEC, or ACC Network. Now they write it that wrong, so people that have that should be good. Buffalo lost to Miami, and they lost badly. All the issues that Miami got, it's starting to look like this should have been Buffalo year to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know what the issue is. A lot of it looked like on film that is Josh Allen or bust, and that's the issue. They do have a good running back. They have some receivers. I don't know why the defense not playing like a Super Bowl defense as well. And I mean, these things that you can't overlook. You gotta be locked in. I mean, we done seen enough teams who won Super Bowls what they did. Every game mattered. Ain't no games off. I mean, the Ravens defense of old, all them great players, I was told like, no. Every week, it's disrespectful if you're getting past 10 points. And it's like a lot of these people just play the game. They don't have that mindset from what you see on film, because that effort ain't there. Like, nah, when you play us, you should put your head down like, man, we gotta go to Fort Field. Oh my goodness. We gotta go to Buffalo. Man, we gotta deal with this. And they ain't doing that. So I come from an era where you had dominant team like Jimmy Johnson Cowboys and others, where, oh yeah, we gonna do what we do and punch you in the face. You ain't gonna stop it. And a lot of these teams kind of take stuff off a little bit, like it ain't that big of a deal, but you're doing the building blocks from what these Hall of Famers will later tell you. So when it come playoff time, everybody know what y'all doing. We come in, punch you in the mouth. We want that title. We gonna fight, claw, scratch, whatever we gotta do to get it. It's not gonna be an easy day for you when you play us. And they've been building that all season. So to see Buffalo starting to have a slide, like right now, because no one expected New England to do much. They got Drake May, former player for the team, Mike Vrabel, showing he's a good coach. Now they 9-2. They surpassed y'all. Well, it's them, the Colts, and the Broncos are 8-2. Them three teams fighting out, see who's going to get the number one seed. And you thought you would have Buffalo in that mix. I mean, can't rule out Ravens because Lamar back. As long as he stop running the ball and hand it off, shouldn't get hurt. Kansas City gonna make some noise. And it's gonna be a thing. So teams are starting to figure out some things, and Buffalo Bills is looking like, I don't know about y'all, man. And I'm shocked. I mean, I've had conversations with my cousin about New England. I've seen other sports shows. Some starting to say, well, New England gonna make the playoffs or the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna say that just yet. No one thought they'd be this good, so y'all surprising a lot of people. We'll see if people catch up by playoff time. Because I still think my Lions got something to say about that Super Bowl spot. Just as well as Philly do. Now, Philly won 10-7 over Green Bay, and they winning because Philly is 7-2, along with Seattle and the Rams. And Lions, Bears, and Tampa are 6-3. But they don't look like a dominant 7-2 seed record of a team. And before my co-host stepped away, Marte, we will go back and forth, and I will have the perspective. You win the Super Bowl or any sports, you win the championship. The next season, every game is a championship game for everybody you play because now you're the measuring stick. So every game Philly is playing, all these teams that still got stuff to figure out, I'm pretty sure the owners is letting them people know when you play Philly, I better see your best on film. Or you might not still be here while we try to build our championship team. And that takes a lot. You getting everybody's best shot. You already had the wide receiver having grumblings about not getting the ball enough. So it's a lot. I already knew, okay, team's going to figure it out a little bit. Saquon is not going to get almost 2,000 yards. He's had 1 or 200-yard games, but I knew that was going to come, and they were more run the ball defense with the quarterback running. They're starting to fill in the gaps, so he's not running that much, and he's a cool quarterback, but to me, he's more like Russell Wilson. He got to be more pocket, and that might open it up more for Philly, in my opinion. But as is right now, I mean, they beat Green Bay 10-7. You can't keep winning ugly. you defend the champ. You got to start, that offense got to start, man, at least put up 21 points consistently. Or these next few weeks going to be a dogfight to see where they fit, who get that number 1 seed. And it's some teams. I mean, Seattle and the Rams, they tied for the top spot. They division. So they got some contenders. Then you got Tampa, Lions and Bears, 6-3. So they right there too. That's 5 good teams trying to be number 1 seed. Get that bye week. But it's still wide open. I don't expect Kansas City to be there. They need to retool. I don't expect the Eagles to be there. I expect the Lions to take that spot. The way the AFC looking, either it will be Colts, Broncos, or New England. Question mark with Buffalo. Because they still got Josh Allen. So I can't just say they're dead in the water. They got time to turn it around. But losing to Miami, who got to reset that whole team, is not a good look. I know people argue, well, they got that's division rival. Don't care. Just like people argue when we lost to Minnesota the week prior. Don't care that they're division rival. As the great Ric Flair said, there's a pecking order. When you're the best of the best and others not, it need to show. So even though you playing teams in your division that are not record-wise where you are, when you play them, it need to show like, yeah, you're in my division, but we are up here and you right here right now record-wise. And you're going to see why there's a difference compared to, you see what happened with Miami and Buffalo. They beat them 30-13. What? Quarterback keep calling out players, the coach, people saying they don't respect, and they did that to y'all? There's supposed a lot of issues going on with Buffalo that they need to figure out. And slowly and quietly, you see the Colts, Weezy, or the Broncos, and now New England. 3 teams that always have won Super Bowls, always have been in the mix, have taken the spot. Because for a minute we were saying Baltimore, Kansas City, Buffalo, maybe Pittsburgh or Cincinnati in there. That's changing now, and it's wide open. There's no reason my Detroit Lions shouldn't be the 25-26 Super Bowl champion. There's no reason. It's that wide open. We don't get the Super Bowl and win it this year, we playing around. There's no team you can point to in the NFL and say, oh, can't nobody beat them. Nope, it's too wide open. Now, our former defense coordinator, Coach Aaron Glenn, he's evaluating everything with the Jets because their record is real bad. And maybe he had a conversation with the owner because he has been defiant when they asked about Justin Fields as a quarterback. Now he's looking at everything. I'm a believer of if you was a coordinator, you get a head coaching job. Whatever that position, offensive or defense coordinator, that side of the ball has to be good. And when you see on film, their defense don't look that good. Like, so I can imagine owner having them conversations like, okay, if nothing else, defense should be good because you was a coordinator for the Lions. Ain't nothing good right now. Don't look good on film. Like, no, you gotta fix that. I mean, he's smart enough; he should be able to do it. And then the Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. There's a clip out there of him making a comment. He can only lean on his fiance and former coaches compared to the head coach Raheem Morris. That's a distraction. That just says there's something going on in that locker room that need to be worked out. Because what you mean you ain't going to your coaches on staff for support? I mean, a fiance, she's gonna eventually be the wife. That's always gonna be someone you lean on for stuff. But you're talking about football, you should be talking to the coaches in that building. Now his stats have been so-so: 58% passes completion, 1,807 yards, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, QBR 53.6%, 19th in the league with that, and a 3-6 record. Wide on the 4-game losing streak. They looked like they were, they next team up. But now I'm like, ooh, okay. It's interesting. Now, NBA, biggest story, Nico Harrison, the general manager of Dallas, was fired. They broke the news last season when they traded AD and a few other players in the pick for Luka to Dallas and Luka to the Lakers. Luka lost weight, got in better shape, and Lakers are 8-4. Dallas 3-9. He's a fall guy. Now it's been said that he did go to the owner to say he wanted to get rid of Luka. Maybe he was over there, he drinking beers. Michael Finley took it out of his hand during the playoffs in the back hallways. Maybe he felt where he was at, that ain't what we need. But that could have been conversations, y'all. They could work stuff out because even they may have said him overweight, he still took them to the finals. And then y'all, they made the finals. They made the playoffs. Y'all retooled. Got the number 1 seed. Got Cooper Flag, who got to understand the NBA game now. AD always be hurt, unfortunately. Now Kyrie's hurt. Clay Thompson playing so. On paper, it look like a NBA title contending team to you at the bottom. So he had to pay for that. Now the owner signed off on the trade, and reports have been, well, he ran roughshod because he was down with the former owner Mark Cuban, and a new owner wanted to take power, and he probably wasn't listening to him like that. So he probably was cool with getting him out of there. So this is my show now. This is my team. And whenever those issues come up, in my opinion, y'all need to have a conversation about that. Because they had a lot of talent there. Well, okay, y'all could get back to NBA Finals soon. I'm happy my Detroit Pistons traded Landon from Duke. He's the president of operation. He's building the program. We 10-2. Cade Cunningham take another step forward, be a better player. The Knicks and 76ers are second and third at 7-4. I'm like, okay, there go my Pistons. Like, yeah, been some down years, but like they getting the talent. And I know Trey Landon, he been at Duke. He saw a winning program, culture. Give him time, he gonna build it here. As long as everybody buy in, we're gonna be good. And we starting to look in that direction. The West, OKC, I expect them to repeat. They 12-1. Denver 9-2, Spurs 8-3. My Lakers 8-4, 5th seed. LeBron's been out, but Luka has already said they putting the mentality next man up, so everybody contribute, and they've been winning. Austin Reeves been showing he might make some more money because he's been doing this thing, and I'm looking forward to life after LeBron. One of the guys' greatest gifts to the NBA, but all the politics behind the scenes stuff. Let's play basketball. But he's doing he's interviewing. He's working towards what's next. And don't seem like he's too much in a hurry to come back as well. And I assume he'll retire because I don't know if you got a team that might pay him 50-some million next season because he's gonna take the max because he's LeBron James. He's earned that from what he's done in the league. Even at 40-some years old, he still do 25-8-8. Like it's breathing air. When all these young players can't even get 8 assists, 8 rebounds. I'm seeing a decline in all these big men not getting boards. Everybody want to shoot threes like Steph Curry. It's crazy. You 6'10" and up, you should be getting at least 10 rebounds a game. That's not hard. That's more possessions for your team. Everybody trying to be Steph. So we're gonna be interesting to see by All-Star break where some of these teams are. I mean, when my Pistons looking, they can be in contention for a top 2 seed. Because NBA, everybody wanted space and pace because what Golden State did and won so many titles. OKC look like old school in Denver basketball. Inside out, man-to-man defense. Take 2-pointers. Don't keep shooting threes. It wins. So you might have some more teams come back to that, but everybody trying to take 53s a game. It's not basketball. If you ain't got the shooters for that, you need to, what are you good at, and do that. And that come out way better than everything else everybody doing. But it's getting back to being, I mean, you still had a Michael Jordan, I guess the clips of the interviews and him coming back talking about basketball may have added another layer to let's get back to basketball. Without the fans, we ain't nothing. This player empowerment era where the You don't really care about the fan base who are the reason why you're making your salaries. Like, you gotta get back to rebridging that. So they stop watching. There's no point in pay all that money. And a lot of y'all are not going hard. A lot of players are injured right now. Like, y'all ain't played 3 months. But they saying the way they work out now, they're not really working out. They don't work out during the summer. So bodies ain't really NBA game ready. There's too many people getting hurt this early. Like, nah, you just started the season. Y'all ain't played like 13 games, which mean you hurt. And they were more physical in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. And they played 82 games without a problem. But all these amenities they giving these players today, you're seeing the effect. But we still love basketball, and there's still hope because OKC, people might model what they've done. They built it through the draft, all the picks they had. It's copycat league. They repeat again, unless my Pistons jump on the scene, say something about it. Other teams going to emulate it, and we'll get back to basketball, where it's fantastic to watch again. That's today's show. Hope you enjoyed it. Reruns tomorrow. Need a day off. And more sports to come. A lot going on in the world. Till next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Sports Line with JLE and Marte. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to check out my content, go to Amazon.com. Check out my books or my music. Or subscribe to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE. Merchandise coming soon. Share with everybody. See you next time.